An Ohio University education is more than a class schedule or a sum of credit hours. It's a lived experience that connects countless alumni across generations. From laughing over dinner in the dining halls to playing games in the dorm lobby and staying up late with friends from down the hall, for most, Ohio University's residential experience fosters unforgettable memories of living and learning on this iconic campus. Residing closely with other students leads to close relationships, and the residence halls on East, West, and South Greens are the shared homes which help form these unbreakable bonds. As we explore these greens' origins and development, reflect on how the places you lived on campus shaped your own Ohio University experience. East Green, with its mature trees towering over a network of distinctive resident halls, delivers a classic, yet uniquely Ohio University experience to the students who call it home. However, Ohio's oldest residential green got its start under much different conditions. In 1944, following World War II, the GI Bill covered the cost of education for the returning veterans. Ohio saw a dramatic influx of students on campus that led to a shortage of instructors, classroom space, and housing. In response, the university built temporary housing using military surplus barracks on 12 acres east of College Green, while permanent buildings could be constructed. The area was dubbed Hog Island due to the poor drainage that caused exceptionally muddy conditions. In 1948, Bryan Hall was built atop a large set of stairs overlooking what would become East Green. Soon after, construction began on Johnson Hall, and by 1958, the other dormitories were completed, including Perkins, Biddle, Bush, Shively, Tiffin, Germertsfelter, Jefferson, Reed, Washington, Lincoln, and Voight Halls. Before long, East Green transformed from its muddy beginnings to become the stately residential community we recognize today. Its green spaces, trees, and halls fostering the emotional and intellectual growth of countless students. As the eastern expansion of the 1950s ended, the early 1960s brought the development of a residential West Green. The first dormitory of the West Green project was Grosvenor Hall in 1962. The construction of Sargent and James Hall soon followed in 1963. Trudley, Wilson, Boyd, Bromley, and Ryers were completed after 1964. These buildings were built with parking garages as the ground floor, designed to elevate and protect the new halls from the annual flooding of the Hocking River. After particularly severe floods in 1964 and 1968, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers embarked on the major project to move the river to its current path south of campus. This mitigated much of the flood threat to the university and the city of Athens. Do you have a story from the historic 1960s floods? As the university evolved, so did the use of several West Green buildings. Starting in 1976, Irvine, Grosvenor, and Parks Halls were repurposed as classrooms for what is now the Heritage College of Osteopathic Medicine. In addition, Crook Hall was converted into the Stocker Engineering Center in 1985 to house engineering classrooms and labs. More recently, Ohio dedicated Bicentennial Park in 2004. This earthwork installation, titled Input, was created by celebrated artist Maya Lin, who is best known for designing the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. Lin, the daughter of a former Ohio professor and dean, designed this piece in celebration of Ohio University's bicentennial. The last of the greens to be established, South Green, had its start in 1967 with Crawford, Brown, McKinnon, and Pickering, known collectively as the Front Four. The residence halls behind the Front Four opened in 1971 and earned the monikers Back South, New South, and the Back Nine. It was at this time the Ohio University Board of Trustees began requiring students to live on campus for 2 years to foster closer connections and higher graduation rates. Between 2016 and 2017, 6 of the back south residence halls, which had become ineffective to maintain, were demolished as part of the university's efforts to reduce deferred maintenance costs and create new spaces for the continued evolution of South Green. Recent improvements started in 2007 with the construction of Adams Hall. New South was reborn in 2015 with the construction of new suite-style residence halls across from Ping Center, Carr, Luke's, Seoul, and Tanaka Halls. From the annual Spring Music Festival held on South Green's intramural fields in the late 70s and 80s, to the daily enjoyment today students find using the outdoor recreational areas near the front four, South Green has been a hub of socialization and connection for the entire campus for decades. What memories did you make on South Green? Each of Ohio University's residential greens has witnessed generations of students build their home away from home. East, West, and South Green. Together, they represent the distinctive residential experience known by countless Bobcats, and they stand ready to welcome their next residents who will live, learn, and grow in this singular place. Ohio University.